Okay guys, so today is gonna be a little different compared to the last few videos, or all my videos for that matter. Today is just gonna be kind of fun. We're gonna do a free draw, and I'm just gonna kind of draw whatever I want, but we're gonna do a little experimentation. What I mean by that is, I had a fellow YouTuber mention that he'd like to see some more color in my pieces. I'm an ink artist, so I work mainly in black and white. It's mostly what I work with. Unless I'm doing a painting, of course, which I don't do often. Though, what I found some pretty cool colored pencils. And I know these are, you guys, I don't know if you can handle this. I know these are top quality, pretty expensive colored pencils. But I splurged. All joking aside, they are Crayola. You could pick them up anywhere, obviously. So it's going to be kind of a cheap art product challenge also. So yeah, I'm gonna maybe do a few pencil drawings and just sketch. Also, another fellow YouTuber mentioned that they would like to hear more commentary and real time. So I'm gonna try and keep this real time. It might be a 20-minute video. I don't know. Probably. Maybe some areas I will put into time lapse to keep the video down and to be able to, the video time down, and to be able to put more content in the video. Also, guys, I live in Orange County, California. It's raining today. It's like pouring out there. It's pretty crazy. And I just woke up like an hour ago, no, like 30 minutes ago. It's 3 p.m. I work an overnight shift at a gym, so I didn't get off till 4 a.m. And when I got home, my wife wanted to go get some food. So I didn't fall asleep till like 7:30 a.m. today. So anyways, I'm still waking up, bear with me, but we're gonna have some fun today. Alright, so my last video was a dragon, obviously. And I don't feel like I went into enough depth and really showed you guys how I came up with what I came up with and what my thought process was. So what I did was I looked at a few different reference photos. I don't show the reference photos. I don't know exactly how YouTube works, but I don't really show the reference photos. Although I guess I could and just give credit to the person. Just seems like a lot of work. I'm just using them for references, so it's not like I'm copying their work. Anyways, one thing with dragons that I discovered is that there's kind of two styles. You have kind of like a Western world, more European, or Western world dragon, and that dragon has like a almost. It's gonna sound kind of weird, but the body's almost like a dog, like a pit bull or something. It's just really kind of short, stout, thick-legged, and if that's even a word, thick-legged. Damn, that dragon's thick-legged. Anyways. Yeah, and just the neck is long, but not crazy long. Whereas there's a Chinese dragon, and I'm sure we've all seen those. The Chinese dragon is almost like a snake, has like a snake body, and it does have 4 legs, though the legs are spread out really far for the most part, I think. And yeah, so those are the two like distinct styles I've noticed. And just to show you, and so yeah, when I'm coming up with my own dragon, I'm gonna look at all those options and kind of pick out what I like from each dragon. And in my dragon, okay, I gotta stop using the word dragon. Anyways, in my drawing, I definitely went with the more Western style, and within the Western style dragons, I kind of picked which aspects I liked out of all the different examples and references. So, but let's just start from square one. And I said I was gonna maybe do some pencil drawings. I'm not. I'm just gonna use my Stedler to sketch stuff in, and then I will use the colored pencils. I promise. We'll try to incorporate those and see what we can do with that. But anyways, so right now we're just gonna do like a quick sketch of each and kind of see what we like. So I'm gonna check out this Chinese dragon. which look pretty freaking cool, I have to admit. I like this one. I know I have my computer up in front of me, and I know you guys can't see the screen, so you guys are probably thinking, what the heck is he doing? But anyways, the Chinese dragon, these are just sketches, guys. We're just having fun, right? Like I said, it's kind of like a snake. So this is more of kind of just to get the shape down. And the reference photo I'm going off of, I'll do it like the reference photo. I was going to maybe change it up a bit, but I'm not. All right, so that's kind of the contour. It's probably not in the right vocabulary word that I'm using here, but that's the line, the shape of the dragon here. So up top, we have a little head, right? I'm just gonna kind of rough in a head. He's got his mouth open like that, something like that, right? He's got his body coming down out of here. Now, these first preliminary lines that you leave in, you do them lightly because you're going to go over them. You're going to act like they don't even exist. They're almost guidelines. Excuse me. So, this guy's kind of cool. I almost wish I would have drawn one of these. I have to be honest, when I was doing my research, I didn't even notice the Chinese dragon. I just noticed it right now. So, yeah, they're awesome. Maybe I might have to do another one. Anyways, I'm kind of deciding on which part of the body I want to overlap the other. So I'm thinking I want this to overlap that. And again, even though these are more definitive lines, you want them to stay somewhat light because you want to leave that option to always go back and kind of adjust. That's one thing that's cool about working digitally. Is that you could just Control Z and boom, you're back to where you were. Working with ink especially, you can't do that. With pencil, you could kind of do that with an eraser, but still, it's you can only go back so far even with a pencil. So if you are a traditional artist that works with a pencil or a pen, props to you because it takes some courage, in my opinion. But digital art is awesome, and I definitely would like to learn one day and get into that because it kind of frees up your creativity and your mind because you're not afraid to leave that line. You could experiment a little more and try like, well, I'll try this out, see what this would look like. And yeah, which is nice to be able to do that. So he's got a little jaw coming down. Something like that. Big old nostril. Kind of like the way his mouth and head look compared to the Western style dragons. Let's see, something like that. Something like that. If I start mumbling, I'm sorry. I'm a huge mumbler, which is not good for YouTube because you have to speak clearly, but I'm trying. Anyways, I'm not going to draw it like exactly how it is. Just add my own flair to it. But this pencil, I apply so much pressure to it. I'm going to take off the autofocus quick. You gonna focus on this camera? I snap it. So you can see the crack in it right there. When I hold it kind of tight and I just like snap it, which sucks because it's a $6 pen. But Damn, sorry. Back to that little guy over there. I'm recording on my iPhone. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. So, yeah. He's kind of... I just looked at it on the camera right now, and he looks kind of dorky. But let's try and make him look less dorky. There's nothing wrong with being dorky, but yeah. Let's do something like that. Something like that. I'm going to make the bottom part a little bit bigger. There we go. So I'm making it come out further here. Guys, I'm going to work on getting a better light. I know my lighting is not the best, so I appreciate you guys for bearing with me on that. I know they have special lights that are like $200 or something like that. I'm not gonna do that, but I will get a better light, even if I have to build it myself. A little stand for it or something. We'll figure something out. It'd be nice to get some nice fluid light from one side, or even both sides, to be honest. That way, you know, I don't have this giant shadow on my drawing. If I was left-handed, this would have worked well. I should have moved my camera. But I don't know. Sorry, guys. My computer timed out. So anyways, I shouldn't take too much time on this because this is going to be a long video. I've been drawing this guy for 9 minutes. I don't believe that. Should I just make a 30-minute video, guys? Should I just try it out? Maybe I will. I don't care. I'm a rebel. On his belly, he's got some scales that look kind of like this. It's also fun to add sound effects when you draw. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, look. That just happened. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. Good job, Stedler. Maybe I'll stop using this guy. I'm going to move to a micron. There we go. Micron 001. Probably draws darker, and it probably will show up nicer for you guys anyways. Right here, he's got some of these little... I don't know what these are called, unfortunately. But they're like little spiky guys. You guys that are into dragon, really into dragons, are probably going to kill me for just calling these spiky guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what they are, though. Dragons are pretty awesome. Like, if they really existed, whew, man, I don't know. Like, I would be into it, it'd be cool, but it'd be kind of scary, too. I'd have to, like, wrangle a dragon and train it. Kind of like the cartoon, I guess, the animation. I actually haven't seen that movie. If it's good, let me know. I'm really into animation, so if you guys liked it, tell me to check it out, and I will. Yeah, so in the reference photo, he's got like 2 teeth. They're just kind of random. He might have had some dental problems. I don't know. It's possible. He's just got like 2 teeth on the bottom and 2 teeth on the top. It's kind of weird, but let's just go with it. His eye, I drew a little. There we go. That's looking better. Oh, yeah. I'm probably going to annoy you guys so much with my commentary. You're going to be like, hey, Matt, can you just not speak in your videos anymore? Can you just draw and shut up? So you guys got to be careful what you wish for, because, yeah, I'm not holding back on you guys now. Alright, so you know what? This is kind of a Chinese dragon. It was kind of a sketch, but then it didn't really turn into a sketch. I like spent too much time on the sketch, and then I spent too much time on a drawing that had bad composition and everything else. So that's what I did. but it's kind of a Chinese dragon. I don't know, he's kind of cool. Let's just stick with the Chinese dragon for now, because I don't know how long this video is gonna be. It's gonna be long, guys. Let's add some color to him. And I have my really, really top shelf colored pencils, and we're gonna go with green. We're gonna go with a nice green for this dragon, and I might experiment with a new technique for coloring him in, and it might be awesome. So just prepare yourself for that. So, you know, coloring, I'm kicking it back to 4th grade right now. I'm coloring this guy in. I feel like I'm doing a coloring book. I kind of alternate my coloring. What am I trying to say? I alternate my coloring technique. There you go. Technique. Sometimes I'll do like just lines back and forth rapidly, really quickly, or I'll do like circles. If it's a small area, I notice I do circles. If it's a larger area, I notice I kind of just do lines. But this dragon is turning green right before our very eyes, and he's wearing it nicely. He's wearing this color very nicely. So he's just all green right now. Oh, he's looking pretty sweet. I think his belly, they have his belly yellow. I think that's too obvious. Like, I think they could have been a little more creative. So what I'm gonna do is give him a purple belly, because, you know, purple and green, they go nicely. They are complementary colors. Barney knows what's up. And yeah, that's what we're doing. Purple belly. I might even add a little more purple maybe at the end of his tail. Yeah, let's do that. At the end of his tail, he needs like a... They have the end of his tail looking kind of like flames. That is kind of cool. Should I do that too? Flames? Maybe. Dang it. Yeah, let's just do flames. Well, kinda like flames. Another thing that's unfortunate is I love drawing to music. I'm sure you guys like doing that as well. I need to figure out some really nice copyright-free music. That way I could just play it while I'm drawing with you guys. And that'd be cool. A bit of purple here. Oh yeah, he's looking awesome. So on that green I chose, I went with a lighter green, I guess. It was kind of light. I'm gonna go in some areas and add a little bit of darker green, maybe like on areas like this. Areas that are kind of set back will kind of make his light source coming from the top. So all of this underside is gonna be a little darker to add some depth to this guy. Something like that. A little bit up here too. Guys, I'm a firm believer in, you know, that the concept of your ability defining how well you draw, that your ability is what defines how well you draw and how well your pieces come out. Like, some people would probably spit on me using Crayola or just be upset. Like, dude, you're using Crayola, what's wrong with you? Man, I don't care. Crayola, it works. All right, so yesterday I was kind of playing around, And I've seen some people use paint thinner. I believe they use paint thinner to like make their colored pencils become more fluid-like and move them around. Well, yesterday I tried a little bit of alcohol, isopropyl. I think that's how you say it. It's rubbing alcohol, guys. And well, shoot, let's do it again right now. I think it came out pretty cool. One thing I noticed is that with, whoa, oh, you know what that is? The Stedler underneath doesn't like it. The Stedler underneath becomes like purple looking and also expands. The Micron, I noticed too, will also do it, though the Micron, I need to use a lot of it in order to do that. And it actually comes out kind of cool. The Stedler just expanded right away. I didn't experiment with the Stedler, so I didn't know that that was going to do that, but that's okay. Anyways, like I said, we're kind of experimenting today too. Let's get his tail. Basically what this does, guys, is it makes it look almost, it makes your colored pencil look more like a watercolor, kind of. So that obviously darkened some of the lines up, I noticed, now that I'm looking at the actual video here. Anyways, that's kind of a Chinese dragon, guys. And yeah, we'll just stick with the Chinese dragon, and I'll explain some things to you. So when I first started drawing, I obviously drew the contour lines. Oh, this Stedler is like a weapon. It just keeps like exploding, and I forgot that it was doing that. I'm setting him aside. There we go. All right. So I drew that first line, you know, something kind of like this. Okay, I don't even remember it exactly. It doesn't need to be exact though. Something like that. What you want to think of it, you want to think of it as like a tube, right? Because that's what his body's like. It's like a tube. So with this one, it's gonna be a little different. He's gonna kind of wrap around the backside there. So that's the concept. It's like a tube. You guys see those lines that just follow the tube all the way through. And if you want, you could draw those spheres as you go. They're not spheres. What are ellipticals? Or ellipticals? Man, you can tell I work at a gym. Ellipse. They're ellipses. Ellipticals. Oh my gosh. And that kind of helps, you know, your eye make sense of what's happening. Like, oh yeah, I get it. And one thing you got to remember, guys, is this is a dragon, and it's made up of organic matter. It's alive. It's, you know, made up of water and blood and everything. So at the bends, it's okay for that tube to expand and contract at different areas. You want to make it lifelike and give it a sense of you know, life to it. If you just drew a rigid, exactly the same diameter tube, it wouldn't, I don't know. I don't think it would look that great. Just my 2 cents. So there, I kind of showed you what I did with his body, right? His head, I just copied the head that I saw, but his head, if you want to think of it as a block, you could do that, right? Let's see, I'm messing up my lines here. Excuse my sniffling. So his head's kind of like a block like this, and another block like for his snout, right? Can you guys see it? And his bottom jaw is really like another block, but smaller. And then his jaw, I don't know. His jaw just kind of goes up like that. And you just gotta kind of connect the dots. But let's see. You could draw as like another block like this. And then when you go in, you just kind of fill it in, right? So you guys just saw it. Now we're gonna go in and kind of make it more lifelike. If you want to draw this way, guys, your mind will learn how to do that kind of automatically, and you could go in and just draw. But if you want to start by drawing shapes like that, you can do it. Just remember to do it in a pencil that's light, so you don't mess up your drawing. What am I trying to say? So it doesn't show through in your final drawing is what I'm trying to say. Well, this guy's starting to look like a Dragon Ball Z style. His hair, what was his name, Goku? I've never seen Dragon Ball Z, but I did recently get into anime, guys. One Punch Man is awesome. I finished it. A little more adult humor in that, so use discretion. But yeah, if you guys are older and can handle mature content or mature humor, One Punch Man is very funny and very cool. Also, I just started Death Note. Death Note is freaking cool too. I'm liking it quite a bit. Guys, this head kind of sucks, I'm sorry, but I wanted to break it down into basic shapes. So at the end of the day, the head was like a block. Like another block. Right? And his eyes are like right here. Nostrils, and his jaw came down like that. He looks kind of scared. Back to the body. I have not made a video on light source yet. But that's okay. You guys get the idea. When light hits an object, so if the light's up here, this is an awesome lamp. If the light's up here, the area of the form facing that light source is of course going to be in light, and the area facing away will be in shadow. And there's so many factors when it comes into light source, guys. If on the other side here, if you have a big white wall, it's also gonna reflect that light on the supposed dark side. So just to keep it basic, stick with one light source and imagine that there's like nothing over here. It's just gonna be all black, which in my opinion makes your drawings look better. The higher the contrast, it looks kind of cool. So when it's like this, when you have your light source up here, the area away will be in shadow. So the area closer to it here will, I'm not gonna do anything to it, but the area facing away, I'm gonna make it a little bit darker. So add a little shadow and do it just throughout the entire body. So that side facing away, you're just gonna make it a little bit darker. And the way I did that in the drawing was I used a darker green to exhibit that. And down here, it's going to be a little more complicated. Let's see. Because we have a little bit of overlapping going on. So the part that's being overlapped will have a little bit of shadow too, up to like that point. You guys are following me? This part will be shadow. And the tail here is kind of pointing in a neutral position, so it might have a little shadow on both sides, down at the bottom here, and then up on this point will be in shadow. So that's kind of how I applied my value to this drawing. So yeah, I did a little bit of color for you guys. It wasn't much, but I had fun doing it. It was just, a little sketching session. And that's kind of a Chinese dragon style there. Yeah, and guys, just take your time with your drawings. Do preliminary sketches, draw with a very light pencil. I know I didn't show you guys that, but for drawing purposes, I try to use my pen because it shows up better. But yeah, you can use a pencil like this. Go in there and do some really light sketches. You're going to find lines that don't look right and they don't look accurate, and you're gonna and that's good, and you're gonna have the ability to fix that because you did draw with a light pencil. Whereas if you went in straight with a pen, you're gonna have a difficult time fixing that. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, if you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love it if you subscribed. And if you guys have any suggestions of content, what would you guys like to see? Leave those comments down below. Every suggestion that I've received so far, I've basically done it. And yeah, so thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. What's up, YouTube? Blah. What's up, YouTube? That sounds so sweet. What's up, YouTube? Blah, 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 blah. What's up, guys? So today is gonna be a little different compared to the last videos we did. Last few videos we did. What the heck am I saying right now? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? YouTube, what's up? Hey, guys, how you doing today?